Save me, TJ. Save me. Sup, TJ? Sup? Sup, man? How you doing there, man? You doing you live stream on YouTube? Pretty good, man. Still alive, huh? According to some. According to some. What's up, fellow atheists? Damn it. My pop socket fell off, so now my phone's not as stable. Fucking phone, fucking bullshit. Is it cold here? No, I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's not that cold. It's maybe a little cool outside. Good afternoon. Have you seen the Avengers Endgame trailer? Yep, I saw it earlier. I didn't really see it in that great of a format. I was running the shower and I watched it on my phone really quick, and there was like shower noise in the background and stuff. So I haven't really watched it under the greatest of conditions, but I did see it, and it looks interesting. I'm glad to see Hawkeye is gonna be in it, dude. I wanted to see that arrow shooting motherfucker. I don't know why. A lot of people, they say he shouldn't even be in the Avengers and shit, and I don't know. I always like that arrow shooting son of a bitch. Always liked him. Ronan, not Hawkeye. Well, whatever. I don't know what you're fucking. It's that guy. Fucking whatever his name is, Jeremy Renner or whatever the fuck. He's in it. He's in it. Do you prefer Portrait of an American Family version of Dope Hat or the Spooky Kids one? I would say Portrait. Although I prefer the Spooky Kids version of My Monkey. Well, they actually had several, but I prefer all of the Spooky Kids versions to the final version that appeared on the album. Mel Gibson versus Tom Cruise, like what, in a fist fight? I don't know. Any update on DFF strike? No, I don't have any updates on that. I know that a bunch of our fans found the channel that gave us the strike, and were leaving nasty comments, and apparently the channel disabled comments and stuff. So I guess that happened. But as far as getting the strike removed, I don't have any news on that front. That channel scammed you. They didn't really scam me. They didn't get any of my money. They just fucked me over. How is it not fair use? It is fair use. And not only that, I question whether the video they're talking about can even be copyrighted. I mean, first of all, the channel's owner is not a native English speaker, and that video was... There's videos on that channel that were shot by native English speakers, so obviously the person who controls that channel did not originate those videos. That spider, I mean, like the spider video, there's nothing copyrightable about that. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not an artistic statement. Someone saw a spider and filmed it. The spider is not their creation, you know? I don't see how anyone can own that in terms of copyright. It wasn't like it's not like a David Attenborough special where they went to extraordinary expense to get that footage. It's like, oh shit, a crazy spider, look. You know, I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't think it's at all valid. Yeah, if anything, the spider owns the copyright. So I don't know. I think it's a ridiculous copyright strike. I think most of them are. I mean, you know, unless we just take someone's intellectual property and put it up on our channel as if we had every right to use it, without commentary, without any sort of transformative thing going on, I mean, I think that would be a violation. I have no problem accepting that, but to say that us using footage of a spider that someone shot on their cell phone, that's some kind of violation of copyright, fuck you. No, it's not. I don't watch YouTube rewinds. YouTube Rewind was cringy this year. When has it ever not been? That's why I've never watched a YouTube Rewind. I've never watched one single solitary second of any of the YouTube Rewinds. Because why would I? I don't think there's any reason to watch them. Anaconda commentary was funny. Thank you. Ah, my brains. What about Jackie Gleason? By the standards of Saudi Arabia, TJ is the sexiest woman who has ever lived. I don't really understand that comment, but thank you. I don't own any expensive cars. Why do all the streamers I watch have boobs, whether they are male or female? I don't know. That's a question you need to ask yourself, not me. I'm sure you guys have gotten this 1,000 times. Do you consider streaming on Twitch, or at the very least, creating a backup channel? We have some work. So we have some stuff in the works right now that's going to make YouTube a lot less important to us, hopefully. So stay tuned on that. We've been working on it for the last few months, and it's finally starting to come together. And hopefully you're going to see a much better means of us distributing our content to our audience. And, yep, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But we got some testing to do, and we got still some work to be done. But, we're working on our own site where we're going to host our own content. And we figured out a way to do it pretty inexpensively, fairly inexpensively, or at least within our budget. And, we're going to be much less reliant on YouTube and their guidelines and their control. There is going to be a DFF app as well. Yep. Well, it's going to be a Pessimist Productions app, not just a DFF app. But, yeah, we're working on that as well. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so damn good. It's gonna blow your mind, you stupid piece of shit. Are you guys gonna kill YouTube? No. You know, I've tried a few different times to create something outside of the confines of YouTube that would be a replacement for everybody. This time I'm only looking out for us. You know, it's too ambitious to try to create something that can compete with YouTube, especially when you don't have millions of dollars at your disposal. But to create something for your own content that's outside of the purview of YouTube, you don't need that much money or resources to do it. There's lots of services that can help you, and that's what we've been doing. And we're going to have a video hosting site that's totally outside of the control of YouTube or any of these major companies that are just, you know, they'll kick you off at the first sign of trouble. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but you know, it's getting so bad at this point. You guys remember just yesterday we put out a clip about how Kevin Hart was going to host the Oscars, the next Oscars ceremony, and I just found out today that he's already lost the job because he made some homophobic tweets in like 2010 or something, you know. So it's already over for him. Like 2 days after he was announced, he's gone because of some homophobia, fucking from 10 years ago or whatever. And it's just like, man, no one can even say anything anymore. You know, it's such bullshit. You know, and I mean, I heard Sargon of Akkad lost his Patreon today. Milo Yiannopoulos lost his Patreon after opening it. Just like he opened it, and 1 day later it was gone. You know, so many of these platforms that creators rely on are just so brutally fascistic in their censorship policies, you know, and it's like, I don't necessarily agree with Milo Yiannopoulos or Sargon of Akkad, but, you know, those guys should be able to fucking compete in an open marketplace of fucking ideas. And it's like, nope, you're not allowed to compete. You're not even allowed to say these things. You know, we control everything. We control what people get to see. We control what people get to hear. We control what people get to think. And I'm tired of playing that game with these motherfuckers. You know, it's bullshit. It's bullshit to say that, you know, people shouldn't be able to say these things. This speech is dangerous. This speech is bad. No. We're gonna fucking fight against it. We're working against it, you know, and it's not. A lot of people try to play, you know, frame this as, it's against the right or it's against the left. I mean, it's not. It's against anybody who has anything real to say. You know, it's basically a fucking war against substance. We're not going to do it. I'm not going to play it. Fuck you. It's not even just Patreon, it's also credit card networks like MasterCard and Visa. Yeah, right. I mean, it just goes so deep now. The censorship, it's just like, it's gone to like insane lengths. They're just slowly trying to squeeze any sort of independent thought out of people. It's like, you have two choices. You could toe the fucking line, you could say what we want you to say and nothing else, or you can be pushed to the absolute fringes where no one will see you and no one will hear you, and we're just going to drown you out. And it's not going to happen. Fuck that. You know, we'll fucking be on our own site, on our own server, using fucking, you know, Bitcoin or some shit. I don't give a fuck. You know, whatever fucking countermeasures we have to take to not be silenced, we'll take them. I'm ready for the fucking battle. You're not going to silence substance. You're not going to fucking push people into a fucking narrow little box. The people aren't going to allow it. God damn it. Use Monopoly money. Maybe we will. You'd be surprised what the people will allow. Maybe. I mean, I'm not counting on everybody, as a unified front fighting against this, but I think there's enough people that are going to fight against it. I think we can win because I think ultimately people value their ability to say what they want to say. All the opinion polls show that people are tired and sick of political correctness. They're tired and sick of corporations trying to control the fucking narrative. We're not going to allow it. It's not going to happen. They're winning some big victories right now. They're doing some big deplatforming victories. Well, don't get too distracted on your victory lap, motherfuckers, because the people are going to strike back. And there ain't going to be much you can do against us. Naive TJ. Maybe I am naive, but I don't know. I think that it's better that what's the alternative? Just being like, well, then we're gonna lose. I'll give up. I guess that we'll just take it like a bitch. Go ahead and fuck us in the ass a little deeper, corporate America. I ain't doing that. I'm gonna fight it. Fuck that shit. You could be a little complacent, fucking fatalistic bitch if you want. Not me. How am I going to fight it? By fucking eking out places. We have to just find things that are beyond their control. You have to go beyond what they can fucking censor. God damn it, quit falling, you piece of shit. TJ, what should I draw? I don't know. What are you good at drawing? Never mind. I'm going to challenge you. You should draw a kangaroo with a baby kangaroo poking out of the pouch, wearing a fucking gangster hat and with a machine gun, like a Tommy gun, like a 30s gangster. And, that's it. That's pretty much it. I just want you to draw a little kangaroo baby out of the pouch with a machine gun and a fucking gangster hat. That's what I want. So I was just talking about Kevin Hart a second ago. I mean, we covered the fact that he was hosting the Oscars on Flash Fried. We released the clip yesterday, and today he's already fired because he made a homophobic tweet in 2009, 2010, or some shit. It's like, who cares? I don't give a fuck if he's a homophobe. And I'm saying that as a guy that likes big dicks and looking at them and wanting to suck them and shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck you. You can't handle someone disagreeing with whatever your lifestyle is? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, who are you going to get to host it? Like, what fucking... You have, like, how fucking bland does someone have to be acceptable as a fucking entertainer these days? Like, they're going to have to get... It's going to be like the Trump thing where the press correspondence dinner. It's traditionally been hosted by comedians, and this year it's being hosted by some fucking milquetoast fucking historian. And now, it's going to be the same with the Oscars. What are they going to find? You have to find some fucking personality that offends nobody. Which, good luck finding that in this climate. Everybody's offended by everything. Michelle Wolf screwed that up? How did she screw it up? She wasn't even the fucking, the most offensive comic they've had. Like, when Stephen Colbert did that shit, he fucking raped Bush in the face while Bush was sitting right next to him. It was brutal. Bush didn't go like, well, no more comedians. We're going to get us some respectable people in here. wasn't until Trump did that. Because Trump's a butthurt little snowflake bitch who can't take a fucking joke. So we can't have comedians do the fucking, the correspondence dinner anymore. You know, and I don't care, you know, whatever criticisms you might have of Michelle Wolf's performance, like, I don't think she was funny or whatever, who cares? Then get someone funnier next year. Who gives, I don't give a fuck about that. She wasn't censored because she was, like, bad at comedy. She was censored because she made jokes at the expense of the Trump administration, and Trump can't handle it because he's a bitch. I'm so tired of people acting like, oh, it's these left-wing snowflakes. It's like, what about the right-wing snowflakes? When are we going to address the right-wing snowflakes in the fucking room? I'm not denying the existence of left-wing snowflakes. But what about the right-wing ones, you know? What about, you know, every time one of these conservatives tries to speak at a college campus and some fucking liberal crazy people come in, you know, raid the stage or whatever, it's like, oh, they're trying to deplatform us. Well, what about when, you know, what about when Bernie Sanders does rallies? There was a guy that fucking stormed up on stage at a Bernie Sanders rally recently. Like, I don't know, a few months back with a fucking megaphone and started, like, shouting some right-wing bullshit. Chained himself to the fucking stage and shit, trying to fuck up, you know, Bernie's speech or whatever. You know, how come that guy is not, how come we're not all like, oh, deplatforming. No one should be deplatformed. We need to stop acting like it's a partisan issue. We need to start having a fucking coalition of left-wingers and right-wingers and centrists and everybody who all support freedom of speech. And we all realize, look, it's in everyone's best interest to preserve the institution of freedom of speech. We need to stop acting like it's this side or that side doing it, because it's not. It's people on both sides who do not value the discourse, and we need to fucking weed them out, and we need to fucking stomp their brains out in the street. Yeah, Republicans burning their Nikes over a fucking ad campaign. That's another example of fucking snowflakery. I wore my Nike shirt. I have a Nike hoodie with a big Nike logo on it that I got as a Christmas present like a year ago or whatever. Or a birthday present. I don't remember. Well, I got it as a present though. And I wore it over to my like conservative stepdad's house, and he's like, "Oh man, why are you wearing that?" It's like, because I don't give a fuck. Like, you have any idea how much bullshit all of these corporations do that I'm against? If I just boycotted everything I had a problem with, I'd just be sitting here naked. I wouldn't even be able to be on this phone, so I'd be talking to nothing. Jim Carrey buying Nikes is just as lame. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's just as lame. I think it is lame. I thought it was lame that Jim Carrey fell for that stupid shit. Like, oh, no, to the liberal peoples. That doesn't make them good. They're still a bunch of fucking slave working pieces of shit. You know, they pay their fucking American employees, for the most part, fucking starvation wages. A lot of their shit's manufactured overseas. People who are not paid adequately whatsoever. So I don't see how them fucking being like Colin Kaepernick, them giving Colin Kaepernick the thumbs up doesn't make them the good guys. However you feel about Colin Kaepernick. It's just a fucking cynical marketing ploy, and the fact that people fell for it is embarrassing. Am I going to hang a TV behind me? No. I don't really want a TV out here. There's too much humidity in this climate for there to be an outdoor TV here. They just get fucked up. I think it would just be nothing but problems. What I think about Jacqueline Glenn. She came out to our fucking very first DFF meetup, and we talked, and I thought she was really nice and friendly, and she seemed a little shy and nervous, and I think that our super aspy crowd probably, she was like, whoa. I've seen I've been to some YouTubers events, but this is definitely the weirdest fucking crowd I've ever seen, which I took some pride in. But she was real nice and friendly, and I think she was a good person, and I don't know. I mean, I do still hold her accountable for the plagiarism that she did, and I think that it was wrong. But I don't believe in holding a grudge against someone forever for a mistake. There was probably enormous pressure on her to create, all this original content all the time, and I could see how plagiarism would be attractive. I've never done it. Occasionally I've been accused of stealing a joke or something, but it's always just been coincidental similarities. So, I do think she has to be held accountable for that, but I think that it's long enough to go now that I think it could be let go. So that's how I feel at this point. Why do you have so much contempt for your audience? I don't have contempt for my audience. Why? Because I said they were a bunch of weird aspies? They are. That's just being realistic about who the audience is. Come to one of our meetups and see for yourself. I like hanging out with them. I like chatting with them. I like smoking with them. I like drinking with them. They're my kind of people. I'm a weird fuck. Everyone on this podcast is a weird fuck. We attract weird fucks. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a criticism to point it out. Do I collect vinyl? I have some vinyls. I don't collect them, but I have some, and I have a record player. I don't really get to use it that much because it's I don't know. I haven't figured out an optimal position for it in the household, but I do hope to figure that out at some point because I really like the sound of vinyl. I like the scratchiness. I like that little background noise that it makes. What's your favorite video game? I really like Fallout New Vegas. I like Tetris. I liked all the old classic Mario games. Pretty much Mario, the original Super Mario Brothers through to like Mario 64, I guess. I liked all those. Most of the games I like are from when I was a kid. Because I pretty much stopped playing video games heavily in my mid-teens, and I haven't really ever gone back. I've played a few things here and there, but, I'm just not really much of a gamer, which I'm grateful for because I think it's an expensive habit, and I already have the expensive habit of smoking, so. My high score in Tetris, I think I broke 900,000 one time. But that was like sheer luck. So, am I ever gonna quit smoking? I really want to. Obviously I'm still smoking now, but just realizing how much I spend every year on smoking cigarettes. It's like the financial cost on top of all the health shit, on top of the frequent coughing and lung butter and all this nasty shit that goes along with it, and my fucking fingers turning yellow and me smelling like a fucking ashtray, and it's like, ugh. So yeah, I really want to quit, but I am pretty hopelessly addicted, so I don't know. We'll see. Why don't I just vape? Because vaping is even harsher on my throat than smoking cigarettes. I can't even really hit a vape without coughing horribly. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll try to switch to vaping. I don't know. I've tried it a few times with no success, but maybe it's time to give it a more serious go. Because every time I've tried it in the past, I've always kind of held on to smoking at the same time. So maybe if I just go cold turkey on cigarettes and tell myself the only way you're going to get this nicotine is through this vape. So, learn to love it, bitch. Nicotine gum is fucking atrocious. Like, that's just horrible. I can't even take that stuff. It's the fastest I've driven. 120 something miles an hour I've driven. There's a lot of open roads in Texas where, you got an open stretch of highway that's pretty much a straight shot, and there's no one around for miles and miles, and you can pretty much open it up. There's nowhere for cops to hide to pull you over. There's no towns for miles and miles around. And you can really open it up there, and you can go 120 if you want, and I did. Honestly, when you're on a straight stretch of road with no obstacles and no turns, 120 really doesn't feel that fast. It just feels like a pretty normal, acceptable speed. I don't remember what car it was in. The fastest I've driven backwards? I don't know. Probably not very fast. I don't remember ever driving fast backwards. What is wrong with people who like cottage cheese? Nothing as far as I'm concerned. I like cottage cheese. My grandma used to make me cottage cheese and applesauce. She would, you put the cottage cheese in the bowl, you pour some applesauce over it, and you just eat it. It's really basic. It's kind of an old people food, I guess. I don't know. But I like it. I haven't eaten it in a while, but, every once in a while I'll take a trip down memory lane and eat some cottage cheese and applesauce. Sounds disgusting. Maybe it is. I don't know. I like it. I can only speak for myself. You're not obligated to like anything, and your dietary habits are none of my business, really. I don't have any thoughts on Fallout 76. I heard it was terrible. I didn't like Fallout 4 at all. So that was the last game I really anticipated. I'm like, ooh, Fallout 4, yeah, finally, game for me. And then it sucked, and I was like, ugh. And then I heard Fallout 76 is just awful, so fuck that. Did you see the new video I made about you on my channel entitled Hours for Hours? No. What is it about? What was more cringy, YouTube Rewind or the Game Award? I didn't watch either of them. Why would I? I have no interest. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Thoughts on Avengers trailer? I watched it. I haven't really seen it that well yet. Like I said earlier, I watched it on my phone, and there was like noise in the background going on, so I wasn't really able to give it full attention or anything. So Yeah, I'm not feeling Captain Marvel, dude. Maybe it's just my misogyny, but looking pretty bad. Or not really bad so much as just mediocre, which is even worse than bad, really. Because at least bad can be fun. Woman hater. Hours for Hours is a shit post edit of 3 of your videos. Cool. Well, I haven't seen it. Why don't you send it to my Twitter or something? I'll check it out. Is she hot, though? I guess. I mean, she's a reasonably attractive looking girl. Talk about the Captain Marvel chick? I don't know her name. She aight. Wasn't she in Scott Pilgrim versus the World? I don't know. I have no fucking clue. Interior crocodile woman hater. Okay. I liked Scott Pilgrim. I thought it was pretty funny. I think the main reason that wasn't the box office hit is because people were just sick to death of Michael Cera. I don't really blame him. He was in way too much, and he always played the same character. So... Would you sumo wrestle Paul? I think that both of our backs would give out and we'd just both die. We'd die in a puddle. A fat puddle. If a movie was made about you, what would it be about? Probably my participation in the War of 1988. Can you bring a person back to life by hooking them up to an aquarium? Obviously, everyone knows that. Everybody knows that shit. Do you wish the MCU would stop? I'm tired of this quantity over quality shit. No, I'm okay with it. I think they're one of the few... I think it's one of the few cinematic worlds that's doing anything interesting at all, so... I wish it would be edgier, but, I mean, so much of what comes out today is just total shit that, you know, at least you can kind of count on some quality control from Marvel. Even if I have, you know, there's been plenty of Marvel movies I didn't like. I didn't like Black Panther. I didn't like the second Avengers movie. I didn't like Captain America, whatever the most recent one was, Civil War. So... I didn't even watch Ant-Man. Thor Ragnarok really sucked. I thought it was kind of like, whatever. It was alright. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got my present.
You did.
Yeah, you want to see it?
Yep. Alright, fuck y'all. Goodbye.